Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more than the meta. So I'm going to be actually working with offense for this video, completely offense, no defense. And the reason why this guy's offense was great, I couldn't stop him on offense, so it became a situation where it was about clocking this guy in the final series and getting the last score and not giving this guy the ball back in the very end of the game. So I'm running with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. In particular, I'll be using a couple of base formations, the single back wing close, and then also the gun Y off trips. And I have a handful of formations that essentially will go ahead and jump into based on the look of what my opponent's front is like, and you just kind of sprinkling in different types of plays. So typically what I like to do at the beginning of the game out, I like to just go ahead and use the single back twins close formation where I've got two wide receivers here. I like to take my number one wide receiver and put him outside of the wing. And the reason behind this is that this is going to be this wide receiver is going to have a little bit more action in the passing game opposed to the inside wide receiver. So I want to have my best catching wide receiver. This is a little auto motion RPO. It gets some glitchy blocking. This guy's running just basically 34 odd pulling his safety down to the box. So you can see he's got everybody down in the box, and this guy basically was basically saying, hey, go ahead and pass the ball against me. You're not going to run. But this is a run-first offense that I'm using, and I want to go ahead and try to establish a run against this guy. And I've got a lot of broken tackles against this defense with Derrick Henry, and that's one of the advantages of using this team. Now I think I jump into basically passing play, just a simple levels concept. I like to go and streak this guy up for the corner route that comes over, and then I've got a drag and then essentially an up route. Now one thing I want to do is make sure I get the spacing good enough. This guy's going to pull up, this route right here is going to pull up any kind of deep thirds, and that's going to give me a pocket in the coverage that I can throw over with the end. But with a stock in, basically it doesn't have a lot of depth. So if I knock it up with a custom stem a couple of notches, it's going to give me enough leverage to basically do that. So you can see I actually knocked it up instead of actually 10 yards where a user can kind of take it away. Now he's going to be in a situation where this user can't take it away because it's just a distance. And I'm really going to be looking more than anything else the high-low. For this, and obviously the corner is going to be another progression to read that I'm going to look at if I get man matching principles. You can see right here, the corner is actually kind of getting picked up. I've got this in route, but he's nowhere to be found, so I'm just going to drop it down to the easy regression, easy throw, and just check it down and pick up the easy first down. So it's just how I run that play. I use it as a balance play to offset the mesh play that you'll see in a little bit later on. All right, here. Going ahead and taking a look at the front, he basically pushes everybody down. I go with the pitch to the outside, and actually you can see he pulled this defender out to contain, then he clicked onto this guy right here. So he's not letting me go ahead and hit to the outside. I am going to fall forward for a couple yards right there, but he's showing me that he's got pretty good run defense, and he's not putting himself in a situation where I'm going to get any kind of a leverage situation. So all right, so here is a standard like spacings play. What I like to do is like to take this guy, put this guy in a hook curl, and this is going to be my number one read. My next progression is to be this little guy over here. There's going to be another hook. 3 would be over here, and then 4 would be here. Most of the times they're going to be hitting this route first and then coming to this route next, just because most people when they play defenses they're going to give those points routes up. It's man coverage, so I know that this route is going to be money. There's going to be no one in the area, and he's actually, I guess he's on his defensive tackles beyond me. Not a good player to be on. Right here I go ahead and get myself a nice little completion. Keep the chains moving right now in this type of situation. So go ahead. I think I jump into the stretch play. I love this as a quick snap play. It's a play that, especially when you've got a bunched up front like this, you can get to the outside because these guys will usually block pretty efficiently for me. So that's why I like it. And then, if I get some broken tackles, I can pick up some pretty good yards. So you can see right here, Derrick Henry's able to do that, actually go up and get myself, a good chunk of yards right there, about 16 yards right now, 3 rushes for 24 yards. So I'm establishing a run this guy against this guy, even though he's using very heavy fronts and bringing basically 9 people down to the box. Right here I go into a little play right here, which is just going to be inside zone. Probably should have went with a stretch, because look what he does. He actually shifts his line over, and this guy comes in free into the backfield, basically unblocked for the most part. I'm able to fall forward for a couple yards, but that could have been ugly. That could have been a loss of yardage right there, getting me behind the chain. So second and 8, I jump into mesh. What I love about mesh is just this quick snap play, and really what I'm looking at is just this route right here. I'm looking if I get the one-on-one coverage. I'll throw the ball over the top if it's one-on-one, and then I'll just basically look to a progression of this guy right here, which would be, basically 2, 3, and then obviously 4 would be this little crossing route on the backside. So that's really what I'm looking at more than anything else. Looking to the running back. Defender kind of falls up on that. You can see that this guy's are a double team. This guy's going to be covered up, but if you look at the crossing route on the backside, it's basically he's out of position completely. I'm able to go ahead and hit the little crossing mesh route and actually go ahead and get the ball down inside the 10-yard line. So just trucking along against this guy's defense. Now he goes into double A gap. This is where I actually had a defense where I was just a little bit more challenged with the double A gap. I figured to get pretty good blocking with this RPO, but you can see he actually dropped Fitzgerald down in the box and put me in a situation where I lost basically a couple yards on that. So now it's 2nd and goal. He's staying with the double A gap right here. He presses everybody down, and I go ahead and jump into shock option. So shock option is one of my favorite plays in the game, and it really is not just this little, smash concept off to the left. I like to streak this guy up or put him on a post, and this concept right here, this route concept with a curl concept, is money to attacking my opponent on either side of the field. So I really, really love it. But I want you to watch this defender and these defenders right here. I got a streak. I'm just going to read those defenders, and if no one follows Andrews, you can see how this guy is actually coming down and blitzing. I know I've got a little pocket right here because these guys really can't recover in that passing lane. So once I saw that guy blitzing, I just went ahead and popped him right there. His defender didn't make a play, and I'm able to go ahead and get an easy touchdown against this guy in this type of situation. So basically up by touchdown. He comes back, scores really quickly, and goes for 2-point conversion and scores on me. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. Now look at the time. I got 1 minute and 53 seconds left. So my goal is to basically get in scoring territory. If I settle for 3, that's fine. But what I need to do is definitely take the lead. But the ideal thing is to try to go ahead and get a touchdown in this type of situation, but not leave him any time whatsoever. So I go with the tackle trap play, just because his box is light. I think I know huddled in this type of situation. So right here, I go ahead and jump into this play. This is really cool play against zone coverages. This route is money against zone because these guys will actually pull zones out. But I actually go ahead and give myself a little progression right here off to the left. So I look to this route first. If I don't like how the guys are floating, I'll take a look at this route as my second read with my progressions. And then I also have that delayed drop right there. So you can see this guy is actually kind of like getting picked up by his user. I don't like that read. I'm not going to deliberately throw into a user, regardless of whether he's a good user or not. I never try to make bad errors right there. So if this little whip route does get body positioning, and be able to go and get the ball to the outside and actually get a first down. So about getting first downs and stopping the clock is the most important thing. Now he shifts his line off to the right. He's got another blitzing guy off to the left. I'm going to hit this guy with shock option. And I think what I did is I was actually watching this side of the field with this particular play. And I'm just going to look to the running back first and watch this defender. If this defender actually floats up, basically I'm going to go and hit that ball right there. If the defender actually goes ahead and stays down and stays in this guy, I should have leverage and be able to hit this guy as my second read. So that's how I actually make these progressions when I split the field. You can see nobody actually falls behind the running back. I've actually got the ball out and I basically go ahead and get an easy completion for 9 yards. No huddle. I have as my base play that I call out of the huddle, just an inside zone. So I just go and hit him with an inside zone and get some pretty good blocking right there. He's got a pretty weak box against me, and now I'm actually in field goal range. So I've got my extra 3 points to go up in the game. Go back to the 0-1 trap. He actually slides this guy's over, and I actually had pretty good defense with that. That could have been ugly for him. I think I no huddle once again. And right here, I actually jump into shock option, and basically the running back was an area to go with. So I go ahead and drop it down to the running back, and then you can see the clock is down to 20 seconds. So I got time for roughly about 4 plays against this guy. So one of those situations where you just want to get a little bit smart about it. So right here, I go back into this G-Forks play. I've got this set up, but I'm really looking to this route right here because he's been playing a lot of zone. These defenders will actually kind of fall up, and this guy kind of sticks and then comes out just for, there's a slight delay. So it gives you a chance to read. Now, if I see this defender actually come down and play this guy man on man, that means this outside slant route basically is open for an easy completion. It could be a touchdown. So this really is my read. You can see how this guy's bailing out. When he bails out like that, I just wait for my wide receiver to actually move, and I throw the ball after he gets past the other defender. You can see right here I actually complete it and get the ball into the end zone, leaving him roughly about 15 seconds left. And that's an ideal situation because it's very hard to score with 1 or 2 plays at the end of the game or at the end of the half. If you give someone 30 seconds, they can get themselves a couple plays. But basically 15 seconds is really not a lot of time, and it is psychologically people check out. All right, so here's the last series. This is what basically is going to give me an opportunity to beat this guy. I'm down 1 point because he did a 2-point conversion. He decided to go ahead and just take the lead. He didn't gamble at all. It put me in a situation where if I score a field goal, I'm basically going to win this game. So in my head, I'm thinking psychologically, I'm like, I need to milk this clock as much as possible. There's no reason to get out of my offense. Try to run the ball, try to get that ball, get the series down inside 2 minutes as much as possible. He gets himself, he starts making adjustments in the defense and gets himself out of position. His guys on the other side of the line. I catch him off sides. So instead of just settling for like 5 yards, I decided to go ahead and take the penalty and getting an extra down in this type of situation because my goal is to try to chew this clock up as much as possible. Right here, I go ahead and do outside pitch. Can't get to the complete outside right there. He had pretty good outside run defense against me, so that was a little bit frustrating. Basically 4 minutes now. I think I hit him with I go with basically the duel off the left side. And this double A gap defense basically was just getting guys and defenders down in the box against me, and I didn't want to get out of this. I did not want to pass against this guy. I didn't want to give this guy any kind of an opportunity to get the ball back. My goal was to milk the clock as much as possible. So if he puts me in 4th down situations, that's fine. Check it down to the running back. I possession catch that ball. I just wanted to make sure I caught it, got a 1st down, and I kept the chains moving in that type of situation. So you can see that's why Derrick Henry kind of fell over in that type of situation. Got the auto motion on again. Go ahead and play that just to see if I get a little bit better blocking against this double A gap. But you can see these guys are just essentially just getting outside of the gaps, and he's got some star players at the defensive line that makes it very difficult for me to do anything. So I actually lost 2 yards in that type of situation. No huddle, and I jump into this play. Essentially, I think the doubles outs, that is the right play. Now, what I did is I actually had a hook curl right here. This actually would probably be the smart read based on this, but I was really looking to this route the entire way because this route gets cleared out. It gets a good angle. It's just a money route in this type of situation. You can see the angle comes over. I've got 6 people blocking, and I'm able to go ahead and check it down to Andrews, and I'm actually in field goal range right now. So chewing the clock is the most important thing, but this guy might be able to ice the kicker correctly, put me in a situation where I miss a field goal, so I need to get a couple more yards against him. So I take it down to 2-minute warning, jump into not this play, but the actual play with the tight end whip. Andrews, I like this bigger play. It's just a nice little quick snap play. This outside whip actually picks up pretty good yards, so right there I pick up 5 yards. He burns a timeout against me. In that type of situation, now I actually go ahead and jump into basically a run play, and I'm just hoping that I get some blocking right here. But the problem is that these gap defenders are just making this run very difficult to do. I should be doing a stretch, but you can see I caught this guy off, basically off the line again. He does really good block sheds and actually gets in the end zone, but I'm able to go and get another offside. So he was flipping around with his defense and making adjustments. I was catching this guy offside, so I'm just trying to chew the clock against him. So 2nd and inches, he actually goes and hits me in the backfield. 3rd and inches situation, I think I know huddle right here, and I'm just trying to find a way to get past this double A gap. Blitz. I've got a heavy box. This should be a situation where I can get the ball into the backfield, but he kept on getting block sheds against my line. And getting me in 4th and 1 inches. So basically right here I go ahead and jump into this play right here. He bunches everybody up. I'm looking at different plays. I decided to go with this play. I haven't shown him the entire time, and what I love about this is just a really, really good play to have in your scheme. And I'm really looking at it as this route right here and the little hitch. I think I blocked this guy, but I'm really looking at this guy is my number 1. This is my number 2 based on the coverage reads. I probably could hit Bateman, but I want to go with the high possession pass, so I'd actually go ahead and block the tight end to give myself an extra blocker, and that little hitch just stops, doesn't carry, and I'm able to go and pick up a 1st down and pretty much ice this game out. So this guy pretty much checked out. After this, I go with basically another run play, and right here I'm rambling. He actually stops me right there. I take a timeout. I want to get a little bit closer against this guy, so if he decides to ice the kicker, which looks like he's all intentionally going to do, I don't want to put him in a situation where he's going to be able to have that ability against me. So I do the little RPO. I haven't shown this to him at all, and you can see the game actually. I catch the ball right here, and the game delays, and my dude just runs out of bounds. I had no control over him. He just runs out of bounds. That would have been a touchdown, and that would have iced the game. So I figured this guy might, I don't know if this guy was playing around with his internet settings, but I go back once again to this double outs play with that crazy angle route, and as a result they actually get a touchdown, and he quits out. So guys, I just wanted to show you this gameplay, my reads, my progressions. This is a run first offense, but I do have shotgun passing formations and stuff like that. I'll probably do a write-up pretty soon with those do take some time, but if you guys want to see this offense and how I make progressions, you can go to my Patreon. So thank you for support. Until next time.